it's a pain in the butt. You hit your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to a beautifully sunny Lake District, which stands in stark contrast to the biblical downpour of hell, fire, dogs, cats, and any other thing which could plummet onto my head during a 6-hour cycle ride yesterday. I'm joined by Kieran, by Jacob, and by everyone's new favourite guest, David Barwise. And we are literally halfway through a fairway down, which is a challenge, seeing me play from the most northerly course in the UK all the way down to the most southerly, cycling along a hellish route, playing 10 courses en route, doing lots of challenges, and of course raising money for the British Heart Foundation. And we have almost got to our original target of £10,000 overnight. Seth, you mysterious, beautiful person, you've donated £1,000 overnight. That's got us very close to the beginning target. I think we're going to obviously push on, try and get as much as we can, but I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's donated so far. It makes a huge difference, and it's been, a wildly successful fundraising so far. So, gentlemen, how are we this morning? Did we sleep okay? Did we sleep well? It's a lovely house we have here.
It is, and I slept on this sofa that we are currently sitting on, and it's lovely. It's very, very nice. Very hard. I like a hard, like mattress or whatever.
A hard base.
This was hard.
Yeah.
This was hard, so it was great.
No, I slept wonderfully well. We are staying in a beautiful house here. It was starting to feel like yesterday, anytime you sat on the bike, it rained. Anytime you got off the bike, it didn't. Which we didn't get much of that in Scotland.
Just took the mick.
We've just come to England.
Yeah, it's just an absolute joke.
We also are in the Lake District where,
But today is wonderful.
It's a gorgeous day today, yeah. It's lovely.
Wait till it gets when we finish the podcast at 10 o'clock.
That's what I mean.
No, yeah. I mean, I think the weather today is meant to be quite nice, but it's, I don't know, it's not a shame exactly, but like most of the Lake District we've actually passed through yesterday, and I don't feel I got to see any of it.
Yeah.
So like, my head was down, and I couldn't. David, you all right? How are you getting on over there?
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh, okay.
That's probably a good thing.
Head was down and just didn't really see much of it. So we're in like the South Lakes now. South Lakes, pretty much. Sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like the stunning vista of the mountains is kind of slowly fading into the backdrop. But we get some nice little lowland lake views today. So
no, I'm looking forward to that. Well, today's my final day for the first stint until I come back later on around the 22nd. So I'm going to take in every final moment that I can of this wonderful voyage, and then whisk me and David away back to Manchester and get a bit of sleep. That's the plan.
I do like to be whisked, I must say.
I'll whisk you away, mate. I'll whisk you away. Unfortunately, away from such a lovely place. You are our lakes correspondent as coming and living around this area. So I know Kieran asked yesterday quite a few. Like,
That's loads of questions. Yeah.
What hole's that? What lake's that? What peak's that? What?
And then we found out that I couldn't remember the name of any of them.
I think.
But
I think.
Very, very pleased to have been part of this stint of the journey, because among other things, this is like you guys have all been here since the very, very start. I joined you guys, Donald, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I knew that bit down to here would be very challenging weather-wise in terms of terrain. And I thought yesterday cycling from Carlisle to Windermere would be tough. Very tough, especially as you approach the golf course. For anyone who's played Windermere before, the town of Windermere is basically on the side of the lake, but the golf course itself, the only way you can access it is from a sheer vertical incline from the side of the lake, up the side of the fell, and then up to a very, very mountainous golf course. And I'll be honest, I thought if you were going to crack at any point during this challenge, Pete, I thought it was going to be yesterday.
I almost cried when I got to the top of that. Honestly, I was a real struggle. It was just like, it was a very long day. I was very emotional, and finally get to the golf club and there's a sign. Because I took a little bit of a wrong turn. My phone started to play up because it was drenched. So managed to get the other GPS working. Actually led me for once in the right direction. But I took a bit of a detour, so it took a bit more time than usual. Added on some extra miles that, really didn't want. And there's a sign that says 800 yards to the entrance on the right. But it's just a sign. It doesn't give the topography of the road. So you're cycling up to it. It's 800 yards. That's fine. That's like 2 par 4s. I can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the final bit. And then you just round this little corner, and you just met with a wall that you meant to cycle up. And it was just so depressing.
Yeah.
Because it was the rain at that point decided to like almost like reach its climax. And it was just absolutely smashing it down. And I was like, I can't do it. And
But you did.
No, I thought I'd get off and just walk.
Yeah.
Because I was an extra 2 minutes compared to 30 seconds of trying to get up there on the bike. But I thought, no, if I get off now, I'll really regret it. So yeah, I managed to push through. But to be honest, I don't think I would have regretted it.
No?
I'd have been fine. do you know when you reach a point where you just like you're just gone, like you're defeated.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter like how you get there.
Just getting there was the battle.
Yeah,
it's like how.
It's like I imagine like if you've not eaten for 4 days. Like on the first day, you're like, oh, you know, I really fancy something, you know, one of your favourite foods.
Yeah.
Second day, you're like, oh, you know, I don't really need that. Oh, I do fancy something nice.
Yeah,
Third day, you're like, you know, you'd have anything. Fourth day, you tear your own arm off.
Yeah.
That was me on that hill. I was willing to just throw the bike, just walk up, and just collapse in the car park.
Well, hopefully now on, I don't think any of the other golf courses have got massive inclines to the clubhouse, unless I'm not remembering correctly.
Don't say that because
Okay,
you don't know.
am I jinxing it?
You don't know.
Okay. Well, I do know Burke Hill, which is in a few days.
That's pretty
And
flat, isn't it?
that is-
and Bristol's flat as well.
That's pretty good. The only thing I said to you about Burke Hill is after you've finished, when you cycle from the club to my parents' house, there is a hill at the start. And I say a hill, it's not that bad, but it is an incline. And it's just probably like you turn right out of the clubhouse and it's the first like left turn. And it's not really what you want. But once you're over that, you're fine.
Will we cycle past it?
What, past my parents' house?
Yeah.
No.
Before we get to the club?
No.
How far is it?
So
How far is
annoying.
it?
I reckon in the car, it's like a 5-10 minute drive. So it's probably like
Like 3 miles sort of thing.
Yeah. It's not that bad. Okay. You can decide what you want to do.
Yeah, I think. Because basically what we're doing is, if we cycle past it, it doesn't mean I don't have to get back on the bike.
I
Basically.
don't think you would, because basically, unless we went down do we go down the A49?
We do go down the A49.
Okay, so potentially, if we go down the A49, then yes, you will have, and then we'll go round the roundabout past the Beefeater.
I'm saying we go down the A49. That's if my sat nav wants to.
Yeah, that's true.
Allow me to cycle down a road, which is
Surely you could just go down the A49 the whole way.
because it's just a very busy road.
Right.
So, like, what the GPS and the sat nav I've got is doing, it keeps taking me off the roads which are the most busy as far as car traffic, for obvious reasons. You know, it's nicer to cycle down a B road which is, you know, free of cars, than an A road which you've got trucks smashing up your ass.
Yeah, 100%.
But yesterday, it decided to take me. It said, right, okay, so you got this road literally all the way, the A416 or something like that, basically all the way to Windermere. Like, it's the road to Windermere.
Yeah.
And I knew this, so I'm blaming myself a little bit. I knew that this was the case. And I'm going along it, and it's like, you know, in 200 yards, turn right. I'm like, okay. And it took me through Grasmere Village, which was pretty. Never
Lovely.
actually seen it before. So I was actually quite happy with that. So it lured me in. It tricked me. It said, you can trust me because I'm going to show you nice places. So it's like, cool, awesome. I went through there, took us out the other side, back onto this road that I'd just come off. So I was like, well, that's a bit weird. It's just looped me around for no reason. And they said, okay, get back on the A419, 200 yards. I'm like, right, okay, get back on there. Turn left. So I turned off it. Went past Wordsworth Cottage. Almost crashed into a wall because the tourists were trying to take pictures. I don't class myself as a tourist
What
anymore,
is,
by the way. I am now a cyclist. I'm just passing through.
What is Wordsworth?
William
House?
Wordsworth is a poet.
Ah, right, okay. Got you.
I wander lonely as the clouds
Right.
on daffodil fields.
So it's a famous house. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Famous house, famous poet.
Well,
famous
I think the person's more famous than the
Famous,
house,
yeah,
but he
yeah,
lived
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
great
Got you,
house.
got you.
He doesn't still live there.
No. Right, okay.
You're a dead man now.
Right, okay.
And it took me past there, and it was like, right, okay, so head on up this track, and this track is so steep, and I'm like, I don't know where it's leading me to the top of a bloody hill here, but I looked at the incline on it, and the incline again tempted me because it said, okay, you've got this really sharp climb, you're going to be knackered, but when you get to the top, it's going to be really flat, pretty much all the way down to Windermere. And I was like, well, that's good, but the road I've just left is flat.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, right, okay, it's fine. So I carry on. Anyway, it turns into a gravel track. And I'm like, but it turns into a gravel track after like a pretty prolonged downhill bit. So I'm like, well, I can't really turn back, so I'm just going to have to go forward anyway. Yeah, the gravel turns into rocks. The rocks turn into stones, like Lakeland stone that you'd be making, flooring out of. And then it finally just descends into just trees and a path which is barely discernible. And I've got proper hikers walking around me, and everyone's saying the same thing. Oh, you're brave.
Yeah, you're brave. Yeah,
you're brave being out on this in this weather. You're brave. I think that
I think I know exactly that point, and I remember we were sat waiting for you to hopefully come past where we were. And
was this at Rydal Hall?
I think
Rydal
so.
Hall,
Yeah. And I was watching you on the location thing we've got on the WhatsApp, and you started to go down that road, and you know something's not right, or at least you know the road you're about to go down is interesting. When you have to zoom in, it wasn't on the map. I had to zoom in and go all the way to the fullest max on the phone, and then this road just presents itself. So I'm looking at it, and it's like, oh, okay, well, he's obviously wanted to stay off the main road, and he could go that way and go past there, and he can get down to Ambleside, and he'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, you come back in, and it's like, well, that one's not gone very well at all.
Do you reckon, like, the sat-nav people just sort of are looking at you and being like, should we mess him up? Should we take him like a really
someone
wild
just
route?
controlling the
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
It did feel like it felt vindictive. Right. Yeah, it felt like there was a satellite out there that just didn't like me. It was like, I'm going to send this boy somewhere wild.
Yeah,
and it's not. I've not got the bike for this either. By the way, I've got like a road bike. It's got a bit thicker wheels, but this is not built for.
It's not made for off bike terrain.
Literally off roading. Yeah,
this is where the support vehicle should be coming and like getting you out like a mountain bike with like 8-inch wheels and just swap over so you could carry on.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't safe. Everything about yesterday was like a test. Even the people I met were a test yesterday. I told you about the people from Devon or Cornwall, wherever they're from. No. And I stopped at a bus stop because again, I wasn't quite sure where I was going. Oh yeah, because one of the roads I was trying to get on, that the sat nav was trying to take me on, was closed, obviously. So I had to go on the main road with all the buses. So I stopped at this bus stop and I was like, okay, get myself prepared. There was this couple there, and they were like, "Oh, you're stupid, you're brave being out here." So yeah, no. Yeah. They said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm doing this challenge, cycling from northern coast to the southern. I'm doing basically John O'Groats to Land's End." He said, "Oh, great. Oh, this is the easy bit." As they stood there under the brolly.
Yeah. And
I was like, "All right." I said, yeah. We live down in, I'm sure it was Devon. Yeah, we live down in Devon. I said, "All right, okay, I'm on holiday up here." Yeah. I said, "Oh, when you get down to Devon, Cornwall, that's the worst bit. That's the worst bit down there." No, they're saying this as I'm getting literally pelted with a bathtub.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's hard for you to see how it could get any worse.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, is it worse than, the Highlands of Scotland?
Have you seen them? Have you heard of them?
Yeah, is it worse than the mountains that we've already been over? As far as I'm aware, Cornwall's not flush and resplendent with mountains.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. It's fine. I just said thanks for the warning and cycled on.
Well,
again,
into the distance.
Thanks to everyone who has stopped and wished Pete well along the way.
Yeah. Yesterday was just like it's just. Honestly, I feel physically and mentally battered after yesterday.
Yeah. As you say, everything was just thrown at you. It was a test, pure test of endurance, of mental capabilities and patience by the sounds of things as well.
And happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It seems so long ago, doesn't it? It's one day ago. Yeah, and all this was on my birthday. Like, out of the birthdays I've had so far in my life, that was not top of the list.
No?
Nah.
Is there one worse? Do you think that's the worst one? There's been 37 of them.
I think it might be.
Yeah?
I can't think of another one which has caused me so much anguish.
Oh dear.
But it was also a massive disappointment because we were meant to be playing Windermere Golf Club yesterday, filming a full round there. I've never played there before. Really, really looking forward to it. Because like the views on top of the hill, spectacular. everything about it. It's just a course which I know I'm really going to enjoy. And we got up there and it was closed.
Yeah.
Because it had just
It's
been
not surprised.
Because it had been
battered by Hurricane Irene or whatever it
You
was.
played it before, though, haven't you?
Well, it was weird. I went in there and I recognised the people in the pro shop, and they recognised me.
Really?
And they were like, "You work for Peter Finch?" So it was a weird sort of moment.
That's mad.
But it shows you how.
Oh, that was a nice one. Did it just go, you out? Been waiting
It's
for
like,
you.
you're back again. No, it was weird because I'd taken my dad for he celebrated a big birthday, and we took him out for around there. First time that any of us had played, and they gave us such a warm welcome. They were really, really personal, really, really nice, and things like that make a huge difference to your stay. They make a huge difference for my dad's experience. So I went back in, I thanked them and said, "Look, we didn't play the best, but we had the best time. So thank you so much." And I think they've recognised us from that. So I wish they could have sorted out the weather for us this time, but they were obviously really, really gutted because they wanted to like show off the course. And well, you'll see from the video, the fact that the course was closed didn't stop us from actually playing
Doing
we did.
something.
some of the course.
We did a challenge on like the kind of their signature hole, really. It's like one of the highest points, and you overlook a lot of the lakes and you can see all the mountains. This is basically how rainy it was. You stand on that tee and you're looking over probably about 12 to 13 mountains, including one of the tallest in the UK at Scafell. And you stood there, you're taking in this breathtaking view, then you hit a shot into this par 3. There were no mountains because there was nothing there. They were just sheathed in this grey wall of water until literally we'd finished, and then it stopped raining.
So is that what that sign is? Because I remember you were saying you wanted me to get that video of the sign. I was like, what am I looking at? Because so obviously when you look at it and you sit down on the bench, there's going to be all these mountains there. Right, okay. That's wow.
They should be there.
They should be there, but we didn't see any. Right, okay.
There's rain clouds all over.
Got you.
I think some of the holes are named after the mountains that we could not see.
Oh, really?
But the most telling thing, and I think Jacob and I both experienced this, is we all took buggies because it was absolutely lashing it down. Took buggies off to that tee box, and you guys were maybe a bit further ahead, so you didn't see. We got halfway up the 7th fairway, and our buggies began to drift backwards.
They just completely lost traction.
Wheel spin.
It's like we were like directly behind you, me and Fryer, and started to wheel spin, and it looked like there was a little bit of a panic.
Oh,
and
there was a panic.
David floored it. So there was this massive wheel spin. So we're like coming up behind, there's like grass splattering our windscreens. Oh my God. It's like, just turn to the side of it. Just turn to the side. Just get off that little patch. You're all right.
Yeah, you could feel the back end going for sure. like drifted it around Windermere Golf Club.
There was definitely a bit of Tokyo drift going on.
For
towards the
sure,
end.
yeah. And also, I suppose as well, big thank you for Matt Fryer as well coming out to do that, because obviously he travelled all the way up to film originally a video for him and a video for
as
us.
well, yeah.
But he stayed and came out and did it with us, which was so nice of him to do. So thank you very much, Matt, and his team as well for helping out, and everyone else who came. The people who decided to come
actually turned up.
Came and held brollies, and Andy was on Shot Tracer Cam, and Lauren coming as well. Like it was great.
Yeah,
and Matt from the Forest Side as well. Looks after the garden at the Forest Side.
Guy off the Discord, which was nice to meet. Which is very weird because like I've seen his avatar and his name so much in the chat, and then it's just nice to see the person behind that kind of persona online, which is it's really cool.
Yeah, more club donations as well.
Yeah.
So how many do you reckon we have in total now?
What, clubs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like after starting with
50,
0.
You must have about 50 at least
about
by
50, 60. I mean, your mum and dad brought about 70.
That's true. All of them
Half
my
them are of
clubs.
your garage.
I think there's a few things that we're missing. We've got like a lot of decent drivers now, but none of them are like none of them I can really put in my hands and think I can really rail on this bad boy.
What about that Titleist that you got given?
It's like a 10.5.
Oh, is it?
Quite a soft shaft. So it's just so driver. I think wedges. Like we've got loads of really good wedges now. Putter, Matt dropped us off that Mizuno, which is great. Iron's got a set of AP2s, kind of, with a snaps 7 iron. And they've also got a set of Big Easy Slazengers.
Classics.
So I'm thinking like an absolute class set of irons would be amazing. But that's obviously the biggest ticket item to get donated.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those AP2s are pretty sick.
yeah, no, they're nice.
In terms of like style points, you've got some pretty cool ones in there. You've got that Mizuno 1 iron, you've got the Nike 3 iron, you've got the Slazenger, you've got the Ping i2. There is some beautiful clubs in there. And I suppose this is mostly from Carlisle, because we've obviously started at the beginning of this podcast talking about the here and now. But since the last time that we've been speaking to people, we've done a lot of moving. Like there's been a lot. I'm trying to even crack my mind back.
Yeah, no.
Like,
So it's So I was just thinking. So we've played Fort William, Carrick, Dundonald, and Windermere, not Windermere.
wow.
So they're the 4. So
Lots happened.
yeah.
like we have, like, bear in mind, 10 days ago we were like looking out on the northernmost coast of the UK in a different country.
What's that island?
500 miles away.
What's that island off
The
John
Orkneys
O'Groats?
or something.
Orkney.
Yeah, well done.
Not that I was there.
I'm still yet to send that blimmin' postcard to my mum.
That Coast Guard.
We did ask the question when you went into that shop. Why are you getting a postcard?
Because I don't know. I really like the idea of sending a postcard.
yeah, that's you like the idea of it.
Yeah, no, I just.
Like the actual execution is like.
No.
I can't remember last time I sent a
I'm
postcard.
gonna. I'll write that
just
today.
we see her in like literally 3 days. You're gonna give it to her.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, could do that.
I was going to say, it's very, very sweet, but I think Polish is actually sending it from the place you could bought it.
Yeah, but I've got Scottish like stamps as well. So let's say John O'Groats
Right,
on
so
them. So
you could falsify it.
I can falsify it a little
Unless
bit.
if she's listening to this.
It's a second class as well, so I'm gonna be like, I just got lost in the post. You know what I mean? So
The postman only comes up once a week, so John O'Groats.
exactly. Yeah.
Big shout out to the Royal Mail, by the way. We believe in your service, unlike Karen. If you are listening to this or watching this and you see a John O'Groats postcard with second class stamp, don't just chuck it in the bin. Like just try and get it to its address.
Do you reckon like when they like sort the mail out, do you reckon they read them? Because obviously, like you,
Do they read your mail?
Of course they do.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's like a little bit more professional now. But just imagine like back in the day.
Yeah.
Only on a postcard, though. They're not going to open your letters.
No.
This is why birthday cards being sent through the post. Like why a lot of them didn't manage to reach their
Because
destination.
they've got like 100 quid in them.
It's got
Oh,
cash
really?
in it.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Hey, the Royal Mail was rife with crime.
Right.
And it still is today. And in this Watchdog episode, we're going to crack down.
This is just purely speculation, by the way. I have nothing to back up those claims.
Sounds like you lost 100 quid at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That was your worst birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, obviously.
It's very stressful for a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
100 quid goes a long way for a 6-year-old.
A lot of tuck shop money, that.
I was going to say we should probably talk about like the route prior to this, where we are now. So
Yeah.
So we have gone from John O'Groats, so that's super duper north. But the official kind of route, the challenge started from Thurso Golf Club, which is the most northerly 18-hole course in the UK. We went from there. We cycled down after playing it to Helmsdale.
Yeah.
Then we went from Helmsdale, and then we just carried on our
Brora.
merry little way down to Brora, played at Brora. Then we left Brora on the same day and cycled down to Tain, and then we left Tain. Then we cycled down to.
This is where
we're picking
we've
up.
left off.
Yeah. That's what we did, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so from
is it-
Tain we went to Inverness, did a meet up in Inverness. We went all the way across the country to Fort William.
Yeah.
Fort William we stayed, had a lovely pizza, and then we went from Fort William down through Glencoe, almost got killed by a caravan. Then from Glencoe we managed to make it to
Loch Lomond?
Loch Lomond, and we played
Carrick,
at the Carrick course at Loch Lomond, carried on down to Dumbarton. We had a relatively flat route all the way down to...
Oh my God. I honestly have no idea.
Dumbarton, sorry.
Dundonald? Yeah?
Yeah, Dundonald, yeah.
Oh, was that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Dundonald.
Yeah, Dundonald. Yeah, then Dundonald, and then we left Dundonald, and then that is where we...
That was
No,
like
to
Tyndrum or
Dumfries
whatever it
or-
was.
yeah,
Near
Tyndrum.
Dumfries, yeah. No, that was Friars Castle, wasn't it?
Race cars, yeah.
It's all going on.
See what I mean? This is difficult. This is why.
This is
why
what you wanted. This is what you asked for,
This is
Kieran.
what I asked for. But well, no,
and you contributed nothing there. You just let the,
I
just threw a grenade in there and just stepped back and watched the carnage.
I was letting you set the scene, and then I was going to go in and say what an amazing road the A82 was. That was going to be my contribution.
Well, go with it.
You could have just come out and just said that.
I could have just said that, yeah. But I wanted to, guide everyone where we are now and everything like that. Get them up to date. Now we'll bring them back to Inverness.
Well, whoever's editing this, can throw up the map.
Throw up the route.
Well, let me just ask you 2 questions then, based off the back of that. One, what is the most challenging part of the ride so far? And also, what's the most beautiful part of the ride as well? Because I only joined you guys, maybe a quarter of the way through this entire journey, if that. So I didn't really see the Highlands or Loch Ness or anything like that, or Glencoe. What stands out to the 3 of you?
I think yesterday was the hardest, just because of the conditions. Like probably the hardest cycle that we've had from Inverness down to Fort William. As far as distance and climb and all the rest of it. Yeah. But yesterday was the hardest, just because it was just so bad.
Yeah.
I think picturesque wise is difficult, because I think yesterday would have been it. Like I could probably tell enough from looking around me as we were cycling that would have been the nicest. Today's got a chance, because obviously we're still going through Lakeland and it's sunny.
Fort William was quite good, wasn't it?
Fort William was good. Yeah, Fort William was nice. I'm a little bit maybe prejudiced, because I had to fend off a bull halfway through it, so I got a bit of stress from that.
Oh, that video.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Glencoe?
Well, that's it. I mean, it is Glencoe. Just going through Glencoe,
But
you know what? I'm actually quite surprised. I thought when I started this that I'd be able to take in the views and the surroundings maybe a little bit more than I have, but it's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Because like your head's just
you're not thinking about that.
No. It's just like you're just trying to just get through. You're just trying to like literally pedal, just keep going, and like actually having the chance to look around is a little bit more difficult than I thought.
Especially in Glencoe, where sort of there's only one route, isn't there? Where like it's just so busy, like you're concentrating on staying, not veering off.
It's a bit risky. Yeah. On the busy roads, I'm literally right on the edge. Yeah. I'm just keeping my wheel. I'm just trying to keep it 6 inches right of the white line.
You're concentrating on that. You're not really looking up.
But yeah, I think picturesque wise, probably Fort William. Yeah, probably the Fort William route.
Because you got like Ben Nevis at the foot of the.
Well, you just said what you went in one whole day. You went all the way down Loch Ness. Then we stopped in Fort Augustus, which was lovely, and then you get the extra bit then with Ben Nevis as well. Yeah. And, so it's like, as a route, that was pretty filled out with views.
Between Fort William and Fort Augustus and Fort William, there we go. There was a lock that I went by all on the right side when it almost collapsed into that rotting dead deer. Oh, God.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that. You can't just like leave it.
Was that not? Have we gone past?
We haven't said this.
We've not said that.
No, we haven't said that. No.
Please don't elaborate too much.
Yeah, if it's really graphic. Yeah.
On the whatever that road was. 82. It was 82.
Yeah, Kieran's favourite road. Which is going to get
Kieran's favourite road.
Slated now.
The road of death, as I like to call it. There's a lot, and this is something again. It's a little bit grim, so I do apologise. And you just don't notice it. Obviously, Scotland is resplendent with amazing wildlife, but that wildlife does have a wander onto the roads. And these roads, the A roads up in the north of Scotland, they're busy because that's the only route. So there's so many like lorries going past. So when any wildlife wanders onto the road, like, it's just not got a chance. So the amount of like roadkill to the side of the roads is a lot.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know how graphic you want to get, but like the smell of an animal that has been dead for a few weeks, it announces its presence long before you get there. Really? Let's put it that way. And it is the worst smell. Like a rotting flesh is literally the worst smell you could get. And I smelt this deer a long way before I reached it. and it was just off the side of the road. And it was just at that point where a truck decided to pass relatively close to me on the side. And it didn't force me off the road, but it was close enough for me to have to veer like off and almost into this deer. And it was grim. It wasn't pleasant. So that's probably another low point of the trip.
Right.
Ah, man, I need some highlights.
Yeah, let's talk about your golf.
Yesterday.
Talk about highlights.
Let's talk about my terrible golf. God, I've been crap. I've been so bad this trip. Awful.
We won't hold it against you. Like, there's this little thing that you're doing on the side of your golf.
No.
Which may be inhibiting you slightly.
I was trying to explain this to Friday. So there's obviously a lot of physical exertion in between rounds, and my lower half is just in a place that it's never been before.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting stronger, I hope, but it's also just in pieces. So when I'm swinging, there's obviously a little bit of a physical issue there.
Yeah.
I'm using clubs which aren't mine. They're donated, trying to get used to them, all the rest of it. All these perfectly valid excuses, which of course I will embrace and I will use. But underlying that all, if you chip away that little bit of paint, I know deep down that my golf is still really bad.
You're not swinging it great.
Your swing looks different.
I can plaster over this as much as I want, but underneath is a minging chipboard. And it is just not doing me any favours this trip.
I have to say, though, there was a few swings in Dundonald where it was with the freewood, the tight lies freewood, where you were getting through it, and we saw some glimpses there of like
bottom half decided to move,
speed going through the ball. So it was, I know you obviously can't commit yourself to doing that all the time at the moment, but when you do, it's still there.
And we've played some good opponents so far, but the level of opponents is actually going to increase now.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit worried, if I'm being honest with you. Like, the next person we're playing is an ex-European Tour pro.
Yeah.
And a really good golfer. Like, one of those guys who will come into the clubhouse and you're like, oh no. He's had a terrible round. God, look at him. He's so despondent. And you're like, Matt, you okay? Like, what happened? Like, what did you shoot? 4 under. I just left so many out there. And you're like, oh, right, okay. I shot a level par and I'm delighted right now.
Yeah. Grinded my ass off.
Is he going to give you any shots, do you reckon? He's got maybe 2 or 3.
I don't know. He's such a nice guy, so he will literally, he'll give me as many as I ask for.
Really?
But he's still going to batter me.
Do you think now is time to revert to the old man swing that you have been aspiring towards?
No. So everyone watching this, everyone listening to this will know I am searching for something. Like, every single shot, I'm trying something a little bit different. And all I need is just one thing. Like, one good shot, one ball which goes... I can honestly say this trip, there is not a single shot that I've hit which came out how I wanted it to. Like, it's either too much of a fade, too much of a draw, way too high, way too low. Anything apart from a few putts. I got some good putts. Nothing has come out how I thought it would. So all I want is a swing feeling where I hit a shot, it does what I think it should do, and I'm like, right, that is it. I'm going to double down. I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to focus on this. I'm not going to deviate for the next 10 days. That's all I need, but I've not found it yet. And honestly, I have gone through everything I know. Everything. Every trick in the book.
Have you kept your head down?
Yeah. Eyes on the ball, head down, eyes off the ball, clear in my head.
Grip it a little lower.
There's not a single thing. There is
Grip it like a baby bird.
There's no
Swing
depth,
8%.
which I've not plumbed to.
While you were saying that, I just remembered the 7th tee shot at Dundonald. I'm just trying to hold it in.
Oh, how far right it went.
How far right on the 7th?
The 7th. Oh, God, yeah, the 7th, yeah. Now, in all fairness, that may be a little bit to do with that club and the fact it's got a concave face.
That I can't. I want it not to be the case, but I think you might be right because how far right that went. I've never seen the ball go over there.
Yeah, that was an unusual one. I must admit.
I'm pretty sure for that tee shot, I was lying down, like just slightly in front and to the side of you. So I was just trying to get some stuff for social. I was getting a slow-mo swing, so I did not see where the ball went. I did, however, see everyone's heads slowly drift over where I was. It was very alarming.
Right here, David.
I was going to say, I probably slowly drift, a bit of whiplash when that fast, right?
Yeah. No, that wasn't your finest hour, but we had a good day at Dundonald. Ruben came out again, who's been on the channel before. It must be almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
At Carnoustie. And he's such good value. He's so good on camera. And it was nice to see him again. And finally, there was some good golf played.
Hits it a mile.
Hits it an absolute country mile.
That drive it down 14.
Yeah, down
14.
Par 5.
Yeah.
It's like, did he say it was
It's
420
plus, yeah.
Yeah, 420, he said, yeah.
I've never seen a ball that far down on that hole.
He went driver sandwich into a 540
To a
yard.
par 5, yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah, there is good golf. We promise.
Yeah, it's good golf.
There is some somewhere.
That was actually worked out to be not a terrible match.
No, it's
just because we were both like wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is great.
When's this podcast? It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's going to go out
Oh,
tomorrow.
the
So it'll
video's
be
out
out
today.
yeah.
So we
All right,
can,
cool. Awesome.
We did abandon the front nine. Let's also get
Yeah, that's
that
true.
out in the air. We did abandon the front nine because...
I would say strategically left it behind.
Right, okay, yeah.
There were birdies,
There were birdies, yeah.
to the credit of that front nine,
Yeah.
but there were no other
Bogey.
Yeah.
no other birds.
It's just kind of like that because obviously the videos we've released so far this trip, a lot of them have been focused obviously playing, and a lot of it has been around like how bad my golf has been. Eventually, it gets too hard to watch. Do you know like people like if you have a bad round and you upload it, it's kind of funny because it's like, all right, it's funny. Everyone has a bad round. You upload another one, it's like, oh, it's okay. It'll get better. Of course it will. Upload another one, it's like, oh, keep trying. You'll get there. If you upload another one, it's kind of to the point of like,
Yeah.
you should probably get that looked at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think you might have something wrong here.
There are some sickos out there that can watch that kind of stuff. Like, the one that always sticks in my head, and this is a bit... Do you remember when...
Sickos.
Do you remember when
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Do you remember when Eduardo broke his leg?
Yeah,
Against-
Taylor slid it.
Yeah. And after it happened... and
71st
Yeah,
man.
this is my part of the internet.
Okay.
Eduardo broke his leg playing for Arsenal.
It's a soccer player.
A soccer player. And this guy's come in. No, I'm not going to do that. He broke his leg, and the video then goes online and everything like that. And there was people like my brother who could sit on repeat and watch this leg break happen over and over again because he was like, oh, I want to see it happen. And I'm as of the ilk of person who just cannot look at this kind of stuff. I remember there was another one in the basketball. I think Paul George, he crashed into like the backboard bit of the thing, and his leg just hit it and buckled, and it went. And I can't look at any of that kind of stuff, where there are some people, like my brother and other people, who will watch that as much as they will watch you tarnish in a golf. It's like a car crash as well. Can't look at a car crash. Some people you don't want to look at it, but you kind of look at it through like your fingertips, just trying to see what's happening. That's what people are like for you.
Your golf game is a car crash.
Yeah. Broken legs.
Broken legs, car crashes.
Some people just like to look into that carnage and
I just want to see it.
revel in it. Whereas
I can't keep looking at that. I'll switch off.
I'm in it, and I can't keep looking at it. I need to get out. I need to get out of the car.
You're in the eye.
I think it is the first time, though, that we've ever like really had to abort a video or like just start again because we were just like, this is just not fun.
In my head, us three had a little kind of like huddle. Just got together and was like, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah.
We made it work. You got some good golf.
It did work out on the back nine. It was good.
Yeah, and not only are we at the halfway point of the cycle, we are beyond the halfway point of the courses. I think we've played 6 of the 10.
Yeah, 4 to go.
So you've got time to meditate on this.
I'm not going to get... I mean, we're going to a range today for a meet-up, but I'm not going to be grinding.
You're going to go to the far end.
We're going to your home town.
My hometown, yeah.
And home city.
Yeah, Preston. It's gonna
welcome you with open arms
on the horizon, welcoming me home. Oh yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I do enjoy going home, but I always had a thing as a kid. I was desperate to leave.
Yeah.
So every time I go back, I'm like, meh.
I'm the same with Hereford.
I like Hereford.
No, it's nice, but it's not a lot going on.
It's a lot of like when people leave their kind of hometowns because they want to go out and explore the world. But actually, when other people go to your hometown, it's like, I quite like it. It's quite nice.
You can have a nice. There's tourist attractions in Hereford. You can do stuff.
Apart from Workington.
Oh no! Get out of there. You're not even really working today.
No,
that's true. Actually,
It's like I'm more Whitehaven.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
For the two people,
For
for
the
mum and dad
people
who
know.
are watching, this is for your benefit. I'm from
from
Whitehaven. Well, from Lauca. There we go.
Which is also not in the Lake District.
Which is also not in the Lake District now.
Yeah.
We are closer to a nuclear power facility than we are to the Lake District.
Really?
Yeah. So we've talked about Seascale Golf Club.
Yes. We have. Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
one of the best courses in the county. Like brilliant condition, always great fun to play. I'm shouting out a lot of golf courses at the moment. It is tarnished a little bit by the cooling towers at about the halfway point
Really?
on the turn. Yeah,
And you can see them.
yeah. There are no trees.
Can you hit a
in the
stinger
UK.
into them? Just
Bounce off the back. Maybe you could give it a go. The alarms might go off.
Yeah.
That'd be quite interesting.
A lot of six-headed sheep around there.
Very true.
It does. To be honest, I would like to play there. It does look nice. We were having this discussion like with the lake. So the Lake District is a national park in the UK. If you're listening from elsewhere, and there's it kind of like the Lake District extends almost to the coast, and then whoever decided to like draw the boundary was like, I don't think we should include these towns.
Really?
Yeah, I think we should leave them off.
That's my bit.
So you like right on the border? Are you like really?
Yeah, it's a weird. It's so weird, like the Lake District, because we were talking about Kendal. Because Kendal is a town which is it is in the Lake District, but the border of the Lake District, whoever drew the line on it, literally drew the line around Kendal and then looped it back on the other side. It's like an indent into the Lake District National Park area for no reason whatsoever. So I think
something going on there.
If anybody understands the story about why Kendal was not included in the Lake District, I would like to know.
Because it's called the gateway to the lakes, but it's a gate that opens outwards, not inwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But like, I'm sure, like that, it has the sound of like trying to make the best of a situation, that doesn't it? It's like Kendal must have been there. They must have been. Oh, I can't wait to be in the Lake District. And then there was a great
vote.
There was a great unveiling. They were like, oh. It's okay. We can be the gateway. We can be the gateway to the Lake District.
Like we've negotiated it up to that.
Yeah. We did actually want to be in the Lake District. We didn't want our house prices to double overnight.
Maybe that's what it is.
I love it.
Well, yeah, no, that's literally what it is. As soon as you go into a national park, your house price jumps up by like 20-30%.
Maybe the people of Kendal just wanted to. Well, maybe I don't know why you'd want to keep your house prices low. But the people of Kendal would want them to go up, but the people outside of Kendal will be happy about it.
So weird. Anyway,
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Should we start a petition?
I think we should do. I think we should start a petition to extend the Lake District National Park further west so it encompasses the towns.
Yep.
So they get a little bit more tourism. And then get Kendal in there as well.
Yeah.
It won't take a lot.
There you go.
You have to change all the signage on the town, but
You'll find the petition in the description of this video.
like, what would it be? It wouldn't be the gateway to the lakes. It'd have to be like the porch, the porch,
The foyer.
the reception hall.
The entrance hall.
Just before we move away from like this and the golf and everything completely, Pete, can we have a situation report on how you are currently physically holding up?
I'm clutching a fluffy pillow at the moment, which probably tells you what you need to know. My neck is better, which is good.
Nice.
I think it's building up a bit of a resistance. My lower back is a little bit stiff, but my legs are the amount of punishment that they've been getting. It's built and it's built and it's built and it's built. It was mostly through my quads to begin with, but now my bum and my hammies are feeling it as well. For the first time yesterday on some of the climbs, I felt my calves as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
What, like seizing up, like cramping up, or
No, just like just strain, just repetitive strain. Like if you've been to the gym the day after you saw.
yeah, the DOMS.
Yeah, it's the what?
DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness.
Yeah. So the day after you go to the gym and you're a bit sore.
It is. That's what it is. You know, that's A-level PE right there.
Yeah. No, I believe you. It's basically that. So it's just that
Severe DOMS.
every day. And it's just building more and more and more. The first 10 minutes on the bike in the morning are the worst.
Yeah, because you're stiff.
Everything is telling you to stop.
Yeah.
And then once you get going, I think today is actually not too bad because I think there's a hill to begin with, which isn't going to be fun. But then actually going down to Preston is pretty flat.
Okay.
It's pretty flat, I think. So
what's the wind sitch today?
I don't know. I'll check my phone in a bit.
Never worried too much about wind direction so much in my life. I've never looked at that part of the weather report.
First 8 days were taking the Michael. I couldn't believe it. Every day, because like we weren't taking a singular like southerly road. We were kind of moving around a little bit, kind of south and then to the west. Every single day, and almost every single turn, the wind switched, so it was into my face. I honestly couldn't believe it. It was like the first day was like almost a directly south route. The wind was north.
Yeah.
Second day we turned west.
Yeah.
The wind was blowing east, and I was like, I don't understand this. Why is it doing that to me? I felt personally attacked.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday felt like a personal attack as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm seeing everything. Today it does look really nice though, so can't complain too much.
Today's going to be good.
No, today's a lovely day. So it's a nice final day for me and David before we come back later. I will say, David, you did very well in your brief stint with us in the terms of like where we stayed.
Yeah, accommodation-wise,
you had a nice little run.
Yeah,
we've been to Dundonald, which is always amazing.
that's top of the tree. Surely.
Yeah, top of the tree. Like, we're just flat out not going to stay. We're not going to stay at anywhere remotely as nice as that.
Yep.
Then we went to a manor house.
Yeah.
We went to a really charming B&B, Abbey Court guest house in Carlisle.
Yeah.
And now we're
here.
No, we're in this lovely Airbnb.
I think this might be the only Airbnb we're staying in.
Yeah, I was surprised it's taken us this long to get to one, to be honest.
From this point on, now we're in like more civilized parts of the UK.
Yeah, there's more choice.
Honestly, like I've enjoyed it though. Like some of the hotels that we stayed in coming down, they were very random, but also like really cool. I've really enjoyed it.
The vast sort of choice and variety we've had has been quite cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, from staying in university accommodation to like say the manor house the other day, to staying at Dundonald, Airbnbs, hotels, lodges,
and also the friendliest hotel in the world.
Probably.
Abbotsford.
Abbotsford, yeah.
Abbotsford Hotel.
In Dumbarton.
Where are you from?
Dumbarton.
It was Dumbarton. Yeah. No, the best thing for me about yesterday with the Airbnb was it's 4 in the bed winner.
Yeah.
I'm still getting that over my head.
That was really nice.
Show in the UK.
Because it's one of those things that like obviously it's for outside of the UK viewers. 4 in the Bed is a TV show where basically Airbnb and like hotel owners all kind of in one episode mix around and go and stay at each other's places, and then there's a winner of who has the best stay basically. And it's kind of notoriously known to be stupidly tough. Like they go and like turn over every crook and nanny or crevice and look and find all the dirt they can, whatever. And it's trash telly, but it's good telly. But it's always one of those things where like I don't feel like it exists unless I can see that it actually happens. Like it's nice to see that it's actually a real thing and there's not just like
it's not staged.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it does happen.
Yeah. I think it gets a bit weird. Yeah, it gets a bit weird from now. I think
I was saying to your mum and dad's today.
After Preston, it goes very, very like Travelodge, Premier Inn, that kind of vibe. So
can't beat it.
Actually keeping track of where we're going is going to be harder.
Yeah,
because they're all like a chain. They're all going to blend into one.
Yeah.
Where are we today? Travelodge.
Yeah, it is basically all the way because the places we're staying are more kind of populous. So
yeah,
got more choice.
Where apart from Hereford, where you're staying at my parents, and then obviously Mullion Way, or it's going to be the Darwin Escapes place. It's basically all Travelodge now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there's maybe one place we're staying at, which is at a golf course. I think that's maybe the last day before we get to Mullion.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
It's a long way to go.
Still
but
10
also
days. Like.
Probably going to come around quicker than you think.
I mean, the first 10 days is gone. I'm not going to say quickly, but it is kind of weird.
Quickly.
It's weird to think that 10 days ago, like we started.
The weeks as a whole go quick. I don't. It's sort of like I remember the first week when me and Kieran were saying we couldn't really realise that it was the weekend. Like it was just sort of Saturday and Sunday was happening, and we had no concept of days.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it was back round again to another weekend, and it was just sort of everything was blending.
Yeah.
But then as a whole, if you think back to the start, that does feel a long time ago.
Yeah, it's the days for me that it's just like I didn't know it was a Saturday night. I was like, I should be in a pub right now. I'm here editing a video. I'm like,
I love it. It's my perfect version of a dystopian future.
Yeah, no,
there's no weekends. It's just days.
Grind.
It's just days. Just work all the time. Work days. Just
yeah,
blend.
you're right. The days individually. You wake up, we do stuff, and then it's like, oh, what's the time? Oh, it's 3 o'clock, and you're like, where is that gone? It does keep going, but it's been really good fun. I've really enjoyed this part of it, and I hope, Pete, that I will meet back up with you in however many days it will be, and you'll be only a few days left.
Yeah, I hope it's like inspire people as well. Like for me, it's inspired me to get back on the bike, which is really weird to say, like because like watching you cycle every day, I just want to get back on the bike. You know what I mean?
I
Not
just
the
like
golf. You haven't inspired me for the golf. Like I literally I don't want to play golf.
Don't play golf anymore.
I don't play. I want to cycle.
I just want to take this moment to say, Pete, you've inspired me not to get on a bike.
Shut up.
True inspiration to us
That's
all.
all crap.
you
That's
talking
all
to me?
crap. Yeah. No. What's inspired you is just like we've been going through some beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it'd be nice to get out here and like experience it.
100%.
Like my fat ass on a bike is not going to inspire anybody apart from someone to run
You'd
me
be
off the road.
surprised,
Yeah.
Pete. I'm sure there are people out there that are seeing what you're doing and are getting a bit more active again, which is great.
Yeah. Listen, we're raising money for a really good cause. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
lots of money. It's good.
What time are we on, David? What have we got?
10:10.
Wonderful. So we're past checkout time. We'll just have a very, very, very quick roundup here. So, World of Golf.
You see?
Really, we're going into the what
Very-
golf have you watched?
Very quick roundup. Just because I want to give a big shout out to Lucas Glover, who's like being an absolute boss at the moment.
Right. Okay.
Just like I like the story of anyone who's overcome like really bad putting woes and like, kind of because he's always been a good ball striker, great player, but his putting at times has been.
I didn't know how much I needed a Brian Harmon, Lucas Glover versus Rory McIlroy, Victor Hovland 4-ball on the Saturday.
It does seem that the European team has a little bit more star power right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
I did look. He's not close. He's moved up 39 places in the Ryder Cup standings. Lucas Glover.
After those two wins?
After those 2 wins, yeah. But he's still like 17th or something.
The whole point of
on form, though.
No. That's the whole point of like having the extended captains picks, though.
Yeah.
Is that like it was originally you kind of forget this, like originally the captains picks and the reason they were extended so far into the playoffs, the PGA playoffs, is because of Billy Horschel.
Yeah.
So Billy Horschel was way off the rankings and he had just a stonking end to the season, but the time frame to select for the Ryder Cup had actually passed, so he didn't get in the team, even though he should have been. So, I mean, Lucas Glover has a really good chance, and like, there's literally nobody who's playing better than him right now. Yeah, like literally on the PGA Tour. So, like, he probably should be there.
This year's round of golf is just if you pick that Ryder Cup team at the start, there's no one who would have it correct. There's not a chance that people would have picked that US side.
No, at the start of this year, you're not going to have probably Wyndham Clark.
No.
You're not going to have Brian Harmon.
I mean, he's not there. Lucas Glover's not there yet, but
I mean, Brian Harmon was actually quite consistent in all fairness, but you wouldn't have got him winning the major. You wouldn't have got him kind of being up there.
But no, you'd be going for the Tony Finau's,
of
JTs.
course, yeah.
It's the guys who are missing. That's the weird thing for
Yeah.
me.
Do you think that Bryson DeChambeau is going to get in?
No.
What, even after shooting a 58?
No,
Yeah.
he's not going to get in. Koepka, I think, will be the only live golfer there.
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
I think you're right. I think if there's the decision not to be made to pick a live player, then they'll do it. I think that if that just cause maybe not. It's not going to cause that much controversy, but I think to just avoid that narrative and storyline, I think they might try and avoid it. But it's hard to, as you say, it's hard to put down a guy who's just shot 58.
I think Brooks is going to be there just because of his performance in the majors.
Yeah.
But he's also, I think, sixth on the.
He's actually automatically in.
He's automatically in the moment. It might change in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But he's played himself in there with those performances. He can't be overlooked. That would be controversial if he was overlooked, because it's like he's played so well in those big events.
Yeah.
So they can't overlook him. But every other live player, it's actually relatively easy to overlook, because all Zach Johnson.
Bryson's had a few good performances in their majors. But
I mean, it's like players like Taylor Gooch as well. Like, been playing very consistent golf, but it's very easy for Zach to go, no, I'm doing it more based on what the world rankings and what the points list is saying. That's all he has to do.
Yeah,
I'm still.
He's got to keep space for himself, isn't he, David?
Yeah, I'm not over the player captain pick yet.
No, you're losing it, David. You've
No,
lost it.
I'm a big fan of that one. We had the final women's major as well.
We did.
Billy Avu winning. Charlie coming up. Well, I think it was 6 shots in the end, wasn't it? But still.
Yeah, I think she just smashed it last day, didn't she?
Yeah, she had one of them days.
I'm actually quite disappointed. I think I watched maybe like.
Yeah, it's hard.
5-6 shots of it.
It's hard when you're on a bike.
Yeah.
I know. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks though.
yeah. How many books have you listened to now?
Through 6 now.
Through 6.
6 audiobooks.
Nice.
Very good going.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't read 6 books in my life, which is wild. I need to get better at this.
Well, I mean, audiobooks are a great thing.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to do more cycling and stuff.
Really, if anything, Pete, you have inspired Kieran to read more books.
Yeah.
Exactly, while cycling.
Have you still got that Phil Knight book in your bag?
I don't. No, I don't.
He's packed it up.
That's so funny. One of the first trips went away with Kira, and he pulls out this book, Phil Knight Shoe Dog, isn't it?
Shoe Dog, yeah.
Autobiography of the founder of Nike. Pulls it out, and I just listened to the audiobook actually of that. I was like, oh yeah, it's good. You'll enjoy that. I said, yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that. Yeah, I'm just gonna lie down tonight, have a read. Okay, cool, awesome. So anyway, I didn't think anything else of it. Like literally 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, whatever it is, pulls this book out again. I was like, oh, how's it going? I said, yeah, it's going all right. And I notice, like, it's the same page.
The bookmark's not moved very far.
The book is on the same page. I'm like, are you enjoying it? He said, yeah. I'm just a bit of a slow reader. So right, okay, that's fine. Like literally 3 months later, it's still in the bag. And it's not moved.
It's done some travelling. That's gone abroad, that book.
It's done some miles.
Yeah, it's done some miles.
I think I've still got. I think that Stanley Tucci guy.
Oh yeah.
What's his? There's a book.
The cooking book.
No. It's like it's kind of like an autobiography of him. I think it's called Taste, maybe. I picked it up off the end of the shelf. That's the same. It's travelled with me now for 6 months.
Yeah.
Just can't.
Not opened it yet. Anyway, that descended. How did we get there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was looking forward to mentioning Tommy Fleetwood on the podcast very quickly as well, if that was okay.
Yeah, sure.
Very briefly. I read something that he is now the first player to win over $20 million in earnings from golf to not win. He's had 22 top fives, which was added to on the weekend, the Lewis Glover one. So, it's not hard to not feel bad for Tommy because he's got quite a lot of money in his back pocket now.
He's just such a model of consistency.
That win it's coming soon. I'm calling it.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like you say, it's like that's so much money for obviously playing such consistent golf, and once you get to that point, like Tommy's got to the point now where he's got so much money that's not going to be his key motivation. Like he's not going to need anything else now. It's kind of like all he's going to be bothered about is actually getting the win, getting it over the line, which he has to do. But I did watch a little bit of the event.
Was it St Jude? It was the
St Jude Classic,
yeah.
From TPC Southwind.
Yeah,
Memphis. Very sweaty. Did you see Lucas Glover's pants?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Somebody fetch that boy some different coloured pants next time he plays somewhere hot. Have you seen this kid?
No, I haven't seen him.
He wore some like beige trousers that probably looked a little bit too thick.
Right.
And he was sweating into them. Like the sweat patches were.
It was coming from a
resplendent
remote area.
They were everywhere. So yeah, and I just Tommy, like on the last day, I think it's literally just his putting, like his ball striking so good. It's just he needs to just hold more puts on that final round, and he's won loads. But it's so with golf's just it's so difficult to win.
Yeah,
because there's so many people playing, so many good golfers. Like it's so difficult to actually get over that line and like seize that victory. Yeah. But it'll come. It does tend to do this every year. Like be super consistent, then it'll like notch off a big win, and then that's the kind of
the Ned Bank. He'll win that for
with the Ned Bank. Yeah.
3 years in a row.
Is he in the automatic Ryder Cup?
Yes.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah. So he went in after the Open, so he's now in there properly.
He's just freakishly consistent.
Yeah,
so consistent.
But I mentioned this on the last one, or even when we were talking about Ryder Cup. Like he got in, and he only recently got into the automatics recently, despite being that consistent. But next few weeks, the Ryder Cup teams will definitely start to make themselves a little bit more clearer. Players that, because this is, as we've mentioned before, this is the kind of time if there's guys that can play really well over the next few weeks, they can play themselves into a Ryder Cup, even if they're not into the automatics. But we'll finish cycling down the country before we fully launch into that. That's probably the best thing to do. And finish here. I think we've just gone over the hour mark. We're literally just gone over an hour.
Wow,
so
well done, guys.
We have timed that quite nicely.
That's incredible.
So you
want to be gone by 10.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, not everything in life happens in the way you want it. Is it?
You got a meet-up to go to.
I know you were messing around with all these audio things.
I know, Mick will be here next week as well, so it'll just be me and me and Mick.
Today's the switchover.
So today's the switchover.
And then you and Mick for like 5-6 days.
6 days, I think. Yeah.
And then everybody down in the southeast. It's going to be lovely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Southwest.
Yeah, southwest.
No, southwest. Yeah,
it's a part of the world I never go to, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't remember last time.
It's hard to get down there.
God's country.
It's probably because I keep going east.
Yeah,
you do keep going east. You keep going London.
Where is this Cornwall? What did they talk about?
Have you ever been that far down?
Yeah, I've been Cornwall a few times.
Cornwall, right.
Yeah. But like a long time ago, just on Holy Bobs.
So next episode, where will we see everyone from?
It will be Bristol's on the Sunday, so we'll probably film on the Monday, which will be in about Truro.
Gloucester or Taunton.
Truro, so
there we go.
Taunton. Yeah, it'll be in Taunton. So
I think I could be back. I think it's on the Tuesday. That's 22nd, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we'll be filming on the Monday though.
Yeah, but we thought we'd film this on the Monday.
No.
That's a bit harsh. When are you going to be there? Tuesday. Yeah, we'll film on the Monday. Wow. Okay. Jesus.
No, we need to get back into a routine. We haven't missed an upload over the last day.
We haven't missed a week of this podcast.
What's this, 38, 39th? No? Yeah. 39th, I think. So.
Something like that, yeah.
When was the last podcast that you recorded that it was like the A-team, U4? The original.
Oh my God, literally. We're only on hole 3 of like the new guest the player, so we're not. It's been a slow round. Put it that way. It's been a slow round.
We've had with a weather delay.
We've had a long weather delay.
What a big storm passed through.
Big storm.
We're just waiting to get back on the course. Right, well, on that note, let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you are on YouTube. If you are listening, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you are watching, make sure you follow us on your favourite podcast provider so you can listen to just the audio version as you go about your daily lives. You don't need to watch us if you don't want to. A big thank you to David, to Kieran and to Jacob for joining me on this couch here in the Lake District. And we will wish you, was it bon venue? Is that good evening? I don't even know.
I don't know. What is this?
I mean, it is still morning.
That's true. Well, I don't know when people listen to it. I'm going to wish you bye. Right, I'm going to go put some Vaseline on, get my Lycra on. So I'll see you soon.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
Bye.